Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Lynda Cramer. Today I'm going to answer a question that has been asked on my YouTube channel, and it is on the video called How Was I in Heaven for 5 Years? A person by the name of Ceci Y. Bermudez has asked the following question. Hello doctor, I would like you to explain a little bit more about the tunnel. The drawing that you show is exactly the one that I experienced when I was dying, and I came back to life really quick, so I just remember going inside and flying super fast. Now I'm going to talk about some synchronicities today. Alright, so thank you so much to this person for giving me consent, and I'm going to put their name up there because I love it when people ask me questions and I give them the glory, or should I say that gratitude or that recognition, because they're the ones who ask the question. If you do have a question that you want me to answer, please email me, my link is below, and say, hey, I have a question for your YouTube channel. I'm happy to do it. As you'll see, I've got heaps of them already on my channel. Questions about heaven. So the first thing I'm going to show you today is the picture that I drew about a week after I got out of hospital. Here is me in my pajamas, and this person here was my great grandmother. She was talking to me for the longest time. You know, when you're on the phone to someone for an hour, you get off the phone and you think of what was said. Now multiply that by 10,000. And now do the math on that was just one part of what we were talking about. So when she started talking about her life, which went for months and months and months, then she started telling me about my future life, which I do disclose. You know, I worked with the police for 10 years. She told me. I was a first aid trainer for 2 years. She told me I'd be doing that, even though I did it 4 years after I died. How do we work this out? So when she was telling me other things, I have to believe what she said, okay? She told me about coronavirus coming out in 2015. Oops, I hope you just heard that date, because it's now come out and it's true, okay? So everything she said was the truth. So when she started telling me about this tunnel, I have to believe her. So now I'm going over to my book, 5 Years in Heaven, The Teachings of Heaven. If you want a copy of this book, please email me and ask me for it. Or go over to my website. I have a link there, how to buy my books. And you'll see all 4 of my books that I've got at the moment. I've got 4 books. And then you can just email me and tell me which ones that you want, okay? I do like a contribution through PayPal because there is a lot of time and effort going into these, okay? But if you go through Lulu, Amazon, etc., you're going to be up for a lot of money because you're paying them their commissions. So it's best to come to me and save yourself some money. So I'm going over to my book today, 5 Years in Heaven, The Teachings of Heaven. I'm over on page 173, which is the same photo. So let me just do the picture so you can see it's the same picture. And it's called The Tunnel. So here I am doing a little excerpt today, okay? Here I have inserted another drawing for you. Okay, so we don't need that bit. Okay, let me turn the page to 174. To be honest, when I first saw this tunnel behind me, I nearly fell over. And I actually did. Even though I was in energetic form and I had no body, I actually nearly did fall over because of the total shock of the enormity of what I was looking at. It wasn't enormous in size, it was the enormity of what it represented. I nearly fell over. I had been to this white space for the longest of times, and I never realized it was right behind me the whole time. Behind me was what I can only be described as the most attractive thing I have ever seen. I always wondered why a moth would fly straight into a light, burning itself to death in the heat that is emitted by the light that this bug is so attracted to. It is due to pure magnetism. So when I saw this tunnel, let me explain what I saw. It was about the same size as me in height, and I'm 5'7". Is that the same for everybody? Huh. I've heard versions where the white is light, the tunnel is white. I've heard a lot of visions or people saying that they saw a tunnel where they could see the end of it. And so I'll explain what I saw, because we all have different versions or different perspectives of what we saw, okay? So today I'm going to give you my idea, my theory of what I interpret this to be. The tunnel was my height, and it was swirling clockwise as well as counterclockwise at the same time. It was pure energy, and there was energy coming out of it, and that's why I've put all these little things around it, because it was energy. And I could see at the other end of it there was a light, and it wasn't blinding, but it was pure energy white. It was blinding, but it didn't hurt my eyes. It was so white. Okay, you know how you can have white and then you have white? This was white. Okay? I wanted to go in there. It was like a suction, a magnetism. It was sucking me in. I wanted to go in there really bad. But I couldn't, because Karina said to me, if I go into this is my great-great-great-great-grandmother talking now, if I went into that tunnel, I could never go back to the life of Lynda. Let me see. What was I going to do at that point? I could go back to the life of Lynda. I had free will. So I knew I had a decision. I could go into the tunnel, or I could go back to the life of Lynda. So at that point, I can't say at that time, because there's no time there, right? But in that point of perspective, I could make that decision for myself, okay? How many other people get to make that choice? You know, if our body is burnt beyond recognition or squished or some other physical deterioration occurs, do we get that option to go into the tunnel or go back to our body? And the answer is obviously no. But for me and my situation and what happened to me in my own NDE, I had that option to decide. And I decided to go back to my body. So when I made that conscious decision that I wasn't going in there, and that I started thinking about my life back in my body and who I was going to be, because she'd been telling me for so long who I was going to be if I went back. She told me all about my daughter, but my daughter wasn't born for another 5 years. Wow, it was a mind blow. So, pardon me, I had that decision. So I didn't personally go into the tunnel. But wait, there's more. Because Karina told me what would happen if I did go in there. You ready? She said to me, if you go in there, you will be accountable for all your things you were meant to learn. And I asked her, what do you mean? And she said, well, you went into your life review. Now, if you've known my story, there's my life review. I use it as the front cover of my book with the big box where I had to go through all my memories. And let me just go into my book so I can show you the picture of where I was doing all my memories. So we're up to stage here. Come on, where is it? Oh my gosh. There it is. So I had to process all my memories. So she said to me, do you understand why you saw that first? And I said, what do you mean? I was in heaven before I saw her. So I said, yes, I had to learn all the things that I had done wrong when I was processing this part of my life review. And she said, do you realize that the more kinder you are to others, the more gratitude you get when you're in heaven? She was telling me that when we go into that tunnel, this one, when we go in there, we have to face all the things that we didn't learn. So there you go. I'm about 10 minutes and a half into my video, and there it is in a nutshell. Why do we reincarnate? It's to learn the things that we didn't learn. So getting back to my book, okay, I'm going to give you some snippets today. Okay, I'm on page 176. This tunnel was a one use only per life. Once you go in there, you could not go back to where you're from. It wasn't the end of the road or lights turning off so nothing remains, like a lot of people believe after death. This tunnel was not the end. This tunnel was the beginning. Cramer went into a great deal about what happens in this tunnel. She outlined 3 very important things that this tunnel does. It always, it allows us to reincarnate into another living entity. It allows us to allocate our life contract, and it allows us to reevaluate our life lessons, and to pick the one or ones that we want to learn in our next existence. In other words, if we pass all our life tests or our life lessons, we're done. But then we have to come back and rehash until we know them 100% verbatim. So my philosophy is, when we go into this tunnel, that's our opportunity to come back and relearn the lessons that we didn't learn initially when we assigned ourselves to this life that we're in now. Okay? As she explained all this to me, something else became very apparent to me. Cramer had gone through this tunnel personally. Because remember, she's my great-great-great-great-grandmother. Yeah? She's reincarnated. Now remember here, Cramer probably had lives that she had led prior to being Cramer. Therefore, she would have travelled through this tunnel to become another life. She simply knew too much about what it was for than for someone to explain it to her. Okay? So, in my opinion, can we go into that tunnel? It was quite deep. I could have gone into it, turned around and come back out. Yes. Like this person says on their comment. We could have gone into experience a little bit. And I can, believe me, because it's like a tunnel, vortexing left and right to left at the same time, it would be a wind tunnel in there. A whoosh would not explain this. Okay? It would have been like in a hurricane, cyclone, tsunami type, really bad storm, typhoon type situation if I had gone into that tunnel at all. I knew that just by standing outside of it, and I could feel that magnetism like a pull of me wanting to go in there. Okay, it was attraction. It was attraction like a suction. It wanted to suck me up into it. And that's how I explain it, okay, to people. It just wanted me to go in there. Because ultimately, what is the ultimate goal of heaven? Love. So wouldn't heaven want us to re-go over all our lives, to learn all our life lessons? And if you want to know what our life lessons are, I've got them all in here. I've got them all in here. Well, let me go there. I'm nearly there. Here we are on page 267. positive emotions and behaviours. With our life lessons are things like happiness, serenity, gratitude, hope, kindness, enthusiasm, pride, inspiration, generosity, giving, accepting, caring, understanding, compassionate, courtesy, faithfulness, consideration, and most of all, forgiveness. So if you want to learn how to be heaven-like, like an angel, email me and get a copy of my book, because this whole back half of the book is all techniques, exercises, how-to information on how to be a better person. Because look at the chaos going on around us at the moment. And have you noticed, life for those who are angry is getting worse. Life for those who are lifting up their vibration, calling them out, and to try and be more angelic, heaven on earth. Look at where their lives are going. Great things are coming to those who the universe knows are trying their best. So get a copy of my book. If you want to get it, email me, okay? Ask for it. That's all you got to do. So I hope that explains today what this tunnel is about. Okay? It's a one use only. Once we go in it, we reincarnate and become another person. We're born and we have a new set of life lessons and contracts. I talk about it all in my book. Okay? What is reincarnation? The ability for us, or the opportunity for us, to learn our life lessons. So I hope that has answered the question today. Please comment below or email me if you want me to do a question about heaven, about something that you want me to talk about. Anything paranormal, I've got a PhD in this stuff. Share my videos, and if you've liked this and you've learnt something, please contribute through PayPal below at the link, because I don't do super chats, because the company that owns this right, they take half in their own compensation. So why would I want you guys to pay for them? Okay? Look after yourself. Stay in love. And most of all, create that love within you so it spreads to everybody else on the planet. It's a big ask, but hopefully we're trying our best to do it, right? Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you all soon.